Joe Biden's campaign offered a glimpse into his strategy, and the Times reported on the main contenders to be his running mate. Subscribe to the channel and like. You will have fresh news on everything. Kamala Harris, California Senator since 2017 and former presidential candidate, served as a San Francisco District Attorney and State Attorney General. Harris, 55-year-old, was seen as one of the most likely candidates to be chosen. Harris had a friendly relationship with Biden before he entered the 2020 primaries. And Harris knew his late son, when they were attorneys general. But Harris also attacked Biden harder than any other Democrat in the 2020 race, berating him in the first televised debate for working with segregationist senators to oppose school bus policies in the 1970s. Elizabeth Warren, Massachusetts Senator since 2013, former presidential candidate, former professor at Harvard Law School and bankruptcy expert, architect of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. 71-year-old Warren was among the best candidates to be Mr. Biden's running mate. Warren and Biden have a relationship of mutual respect, framed by important ideological differences. When Biden was a senator and Warren a professor at Harvard, they clashed in a Senate hearing on bankruptcy regulation. But when Biden was considering a campaign for president in 2016, he met Warren privately and considered the idea of asking him to run with him. Tammy Duckworth, Senator de l'Illinois depuis 2017, a servi du mandats à la Chambre, ancien directeur du département des anciens combattants de l'Illinois, lieutenant colonel et pilote de hélicoptère à la retraite de l'armée qui a perdu les deux jambes au combat alors qu'il servait en Iraq. Susan Rice, National Security Advisor and Ambassador to the United Nations under 55-year-old President Obama. Rice was among the most advanced candidates in the selection process. Closely linked to the Obama administration's foreign policy breakthroughs, including the Iran nuclear deal and the Paris Climate Accord, recently called for the creation of a state for Washington, D.C. Rice served with Biden in the Obama administration for 8 years, and their working relationship dates back to the 1990s when Rice was Assistant Secretary of State and Biden was on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Karen Bass, Representative of California since 2011, President of the Congressional Black Caucus, former President of the California State Assembly. Bass and Biden don't have a deep relationship, but they appeared at several events together when he was vice president and Bass approved his candidacy in March. Val Demings, Florida Representative since 2017, served as Chief of Police in Orlando after a long career as an officer. The 63-year-old has been interviewed at length and extensively reviewed by Biden's team. Demings and Biden don't have a long-standing relationship, but they campaigned for the Florida Democrats together in the 2018 election. Karen Bass, Representative of California since 2011, President of the Congressional Black Caucus, former President of the California State Assembly. Bass and Biden don't have a deep relationship, but they appeared at several events together when he was vice president and Bass approved his candidacy in March. Gretchen Whitmer, Governor of Michigan since 2019, former Democratic leader in the Senate of. 48-year-old Whitmer admitted she had contact with Biden's research team. Whitmer describes himself as having been friends with Biden for years and he endorsed her campaign for governor in 2018. She returned the favor before Michigan's presidential primary in March. Tammy Baldwin, Senator from Wisconsin since 2013, served 7 terms in the House, the first openly gay person to win a Senate seat. 58-year-old Baldwin was interviewed by Biden's team and she is seen as a politically safe choice for the job. Baldwin and Biden don't have a deep relationship, but she served in the Senate during her second term as vice president and they campaigned together in the 2012 and 2018 elections, when Baldwin was on the ballot. Michelle Lujan Grisham, Governor of New Mexico since 2019, served 3 terms in Congress and was chair of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, former New Mexico Secretary of Health. 60-year-old Lujan Grisham is probably the first candidate among governors and has been asked to submit documents for verification. Lujan Grisham and Biden do not have a close relationship. He approved his candidacy for governor in 2018. Stacey Abrams, former Democratic leader in Georgia's House of Representatives before narrowly losing a gubernatorial race in 2018, the leader of an advocacy group, Fair Fight Action, focused on voting rights. Some senior Democrats are backing 46-year-old Abrams, but she doesn't appear to be a priority for Biden's team at the moment. Abrams and Biden don't have a long-standing relationship, but they met privately last year as Biden weighed up his decision to enter the 2020 race and his advisors pitched the idea of announcing a running mate during the Democratic primaries. Maggie Hassan, New Hampshire senator since 2017, served there from 2013 to 2017 and was previously the Democratic leader of the New Hampshire State Senate. 62-year-old Hassan has agreed to be endorsed by Biden's squad, but it's not clear his candidacy has gone much beyond this stage. Like most top Democrats in crucial New Hampshire primary state, Hassan has known Biden for some time. They aren't particularly close, but he consistently praised her on his visits to the state last year. Gina Raymond, governor of Rhode Island since 2015, served as state treasurer, former venture capital executive, was president of the Democratic Governors Association in 2019. 49-year-old Raimondo has had contact with Biden's team, but she hasn't gone as far as others in the process. Raimondo and Biden are cut from the same ideological fabric, and Biden has campaigned for her in the past. But Raimondo endorsed a different moderate in the Democratic primaries, Michael R. Bloomberg. Amy Klobuchar, the Minnesota senator, announced on June 18 that she had withdrawn from the search process after a re-examination of her case as a prosecutor significantly diminished her chances. When protests swept through her home state after the murder of George Floyd, Klobuchar struggled to explain why she hadn't done more to take responsibility for police misconduct as a district attorney. Withdrawing from VP research, Klobuchar said she urged Biden on a phone call to choose a woman of color for the ticket.